Boom, 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 content, content, content. The grind never stops. If the grind were to stop, I would literally die, so we're here. Andrew Tate recently called out Sneako on his show, and Sneako responded on his stream, and I think they're both right, and they're both also very wrong at the same time. So this all started a few nights ago when Sneako went live on Rumble with his friend Neon, and they had two adult stars with them they were streaming with. Now this is something you probably wouldn't assume that Sneako would do because he's a Muslim, and Muslims are supposed to not support degeneracy. And if you're going live to tens of thousands of people, I believe Sneako's stream peaked at like 35,000 concurrent viewers, and Neon, who was also streaming, probably peaked at like 105,000 concurrent. And your stream has the literal name of the adult actress that you're streaming with in the title. Obviously, people that are watching it are going to look her up. So how can you seriously claim to be standing against degeneracy and hedonism and whatever is haram if you are quite literally promoting these OnlyFans girls, these adult actresses, these screen prostitutes? I also would like to add that the cherry on top is this stream took place 4 nights ago, and I believe like 2 weeks ago there was a viral clip going around of Sneako meeting like a few of his fans in real life. There was like 6 12-year-olds that went up to him and were like, "Sneako W, we hate women." And with that experience fresh in your brain, the fact that you literally have seen that there are 12-year-olds that watch your stream, I don't know, personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable live streaming with like these OnlyFans girls. And if I did, I would have to legitimately give like several disclaimers as to like, oh hey, I don't support these people, hey, I'm not like, you know, trying to promote these people. But he didn't do that. What he did is instead he tried to justify it by saying that all of the money that he was going to be getting from this stream, you know, from donations, etc., is going to a charity that promotes Islam. So the money that he's making is going to go to a group of people that go out there and try to spread Islam and convert people. Now this is laughable for a few reasons. The first reason being the fact that, like, do you really think that Islam charities want your dirty money? I mean, maybe they'll take it, but obviously they wouldn't feel very proud taking the money that was literally generated off of the fact that you were live streaming in front of tens of thousands of people promoting this degeneracy. The second reason this is laughable is that Sneako himself claims to be Muslim. He claimed to have converted to Islam like a few months ago, and this seemed very suspicious to a lot of people because Islam has become kind of popular in the red pill space. I mean, so is Christianity. I feel like there's parts of the red pill space that are very religious and want to focus on like maintaining purity. But obviously Andrew Tate had converted to Islam, and Andrew Tate is the biggest red pill influencer of all time. So when Sneako quote-unquote converted to Islam, or at least he claimed to, a lot of people were calling him out, saying that he's probably grifting because he's literally just doing what Andrew Tate did. And while I have no way to prove to you that he's a fake Muslim or anything like that, I will say that, you know, you're not doing a good job beating the grifting allegations when you stream with, you know, adult actresses. Especially when you're streaming with Neon. I mean, you're 24 years old, Neon is 19. You're surrounding this guy with horrible influences, Sneako. I mean, wouldn't you want to set a good example for this kid and have him surrounded by better people? Not these adult actresses that literally help industries that prey on young boys. Like, how is that Islamic charity gonna feel when they look at your content and see that you have this 19-year-old Muslim, and instead of trying to guide him in the right direction and instill proper values into him, you're like getting a bunch of to sit around in the room with him? So Andrew Tate saw all of this going down, and on his show called out Sneako and Neon for doing this in general, and here is that clip.
Well, OnlyFans girls need attention to sell their OnlyFans, and losers need attention to sell their stream. And none of them have any talent. None of them are insightful. None of them have any wisdom or life experience. None of them have anything to teach you. Birds of a feather flock together. So my answer is, in this attention economy, unfortunately, on the race to the bottom, while everyone does more and more stupid things to get views, I don't think I am ever going to be surprised by how low they will sink. And if hanging around with an OnlyFans girl is going to get them some attention on the internet, they're going to do it. Same as they're going to do anything else to get some attention on the internet, like degrade themselves endlessly, scream at a camera, be clowns, be morons, sip lean, whatever crap they do to get views. That's what they're going to do.
So this is one of those situations where I feel like the right message is being spread, but it's being spread by the wrong person. Because Andrew Tate is saying that, oh yeah, you shouldn't have OnlyFans girls on your stream to promote your stream, because presumably the adult industry is bad, right? Well, Andrew Tate used to brag before he was mega famous that he would manipulate men on a cam girl website where he'd have girls take pictures of themselves, and he would send these pictures to guys, and he would talk to the guys, pretending to be the girls, and he would just get money from these guys. anyways. He was making money off the same type of girls that Sneako is. But in terms of what he's actually saying, I think he's right. I think that it is true that, Sneako doesn't need to have OnlyFans girls on his stream in order for it to blow up, but he knows that he can get some extra views by doing it, so he's gonna do it. Now, after this clip went viral, Sneako ended up unfollowing Andrew Tate on Twitter because he got butthurt and decided to respond to Andrew Tate in this clip right here.
There's a lot that I could say, and I don't think it makes a lot of sense to attack back or to insult back. Obviously, I agree with a lot of the message. Apparently, have some disagreements with the messenger, but I resonate with a lot of what he says. Do I think it makes sense to go insulting, name-calling, belittling the work that I do? No. Does that make me want to go and criticize or maybe call out hypocrisy? Yes, but I think it's more important right now. I think there's something more important right now, especially when we're both getting attacked. Me and Andrew are both getting blamed for manipulating the youth. That's what they're saying, to turn them into misogynists and homophobes and all this garbage. They're blaming murders. They're saying that what happened in England today is our fault. So I think that there's much more important things. We got to keep pushing this specific message and what we believe in. I think people on this side, we agree on so much that it doesn't make sense to go and pick fights with one another and have beef with one another. Which actually, hearing that, I was surprised. It's right now, out of all times, you're seeing that both of us are being blamed for murder. That's the rhetoric that's happening. So I don't want to keep dividing, because there's a lot of ego at play that I notice in the red pill space, and that's why I wanted to gravitate away towards that and do more IRL streams, go outside more, and diversify the type of content instead of just screaming and yelling at the camera, interacting with more people, going to more different places, training in more different gyms, training with different fighters and more experienced people, learning from more people, meeting up with different Islamic scholars and doing more street dawah, trying to do more and trying to put myself out there more in the real world instead of just being a person screaming at the camera, because it gets repetitive, and that when your ego gets at play and people think, oh, this is my talking point, this is my space, you don't belong in this space, which I've heard a lot of since joining this. It's I guess I don't belong here because I think that we should be on the same team. The other side can't even decide what age a child should be able to cut off their genitals, and I don't support any of that. And if we can disagree that much, it's genuinely a culture war going on. It's a spiritual warfare, and most of the people in the red pill, the right-wing space, are all on a similar side, and I think we should work together. So I'm going to leave it all alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
You can shift your content from just screaming at a camera to doing IRL stuff if that's what you desire, but in order to do that shift, you don't have to sacrifice everything you value, everything you preach. That's a total false compromise. You can obviously try new types of content and broaden your horizons and all that sort of stuff and try new things, yada yada yada, but you don't have to sacrifice everything you stand for. And he brings up this point to say that some of the people who call him out, they agree on so much, it's useless to call him out because we're on the same team. And obviously Andrew Tate and him probably agree on 90% of things, and I probably agree with him on a lot of things too. I mean, he mentioned the the genital thing, the genital mutilation, and obviously I don't support that, but Sneako, that's a kind of a cop-out to say it's oh, we agree on all these things, why would you throw me under the bus for this one thing? But it's bro, this one thing is a big deal when you have literally 1 million views on that video and you had thousands and tens of thousands of people watching you live. You mentioned fighting for the culture war. Bro, the whole thing about children being exposed to online adult content is a big deal, and that's something that you should be standing against as a Muslim, as someone who's in the red pill space, as someone who claims to have a proper moral foundation. You should be standing against this. And even if you want to call Andrew Tate a hypocrite, and even if there's a lot of merit to that, it doesn't change the fact that you still need to do the right thing, and you still should be doing the right thing. Two wrongs don't make a right. Andrew Tate could have a shady past, but it doesn't change the fact that what you're doing right now is equally as bad. Just because you don't promote the worst stuff ever does not mean that you're not promoting some bad stuff. Neon, the kid that you were streaming with, literally admitted to his entire chat that because of the internet culture and the way that things exist as of right now, he was exposed to some disgusting content when he was young, and he was going on Reddit to try to find free OnlyFans when he was 16. And that's not his fault. That's just how the culture is. The culture literally exists to where you're 9 years old scrolling TikTok and you're hearing about this adult content, you're seeing the WAP challenge. Bro, there's this big pipeline.
I'm saying I'm not smart, and I know a lot of my followers think I'm not, but they don't know actually how I was in school.
I don't care who you are, how nice of a person you are. Sam's a good person, but all you guys are. It's the truth.
Okay, I understand the whole stigma around OnlyFans.
There's no stigma. You show your weird.
You technically have to be 18 to get that.
I was 16 years old looking at Reddits. No, it's but it's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do. I respect it. And she's about to cry. Oh.
She's not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
I don't even know how to delegate.
Now, I don't think Neon set up this stream. I think it was Sneako's idea. I believe Sneako executed it, and Neon was just along for the ride, following in the footsteps of Sneako, the guy who's a more experienced streamer. What I honestly think has happened with Sneako is I think he's seen the Red Pill movement die out. After Andrew Tate got arrested, a lot of this stuff slowed down. The Red Pill stuff didn't blow up as much as it did. It's not as big as it was this time last year. Fresh and Fit have been called out by Abba and Preach 30 times. Their whole channels got demonetized. The only person to really blow up, I guess, in the Red Pill space recently is John Zerka, but he is just kind of doing his own thing. He doesn't really care about the Red Pill. It seems like he's more interested in just making outrageous clips for content. So I think Sneako has seen this, and he's basically decided to ditch ship on the Red Pill movement, and he's seen the promise in IRL streaming as pioneered by Fusi and Ice Poseidon. So he wants to jump on the IRL streaming wave before it gets massive and, you know, make money off of it. I don't think he actually cares about morals and ethics and promoting anything. I think he just wants to make money and get attention. But tell me what you guys think about this down in the comments below. I'll be curious to hear your guys' thoughts. And if you guys ended up enjoying this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. See you guys later. Goodbye.